Yo, what's up, Facebook? This is Paco. I just want to do this quick rant. Just got home from work and Ted Cruz just dropped out. I know you guys heard of that. And well, right now, what's on my heart or on my mind right now is the liberty movement. It just seems like everybody is being played right now. Everyone's being manipulated. Republicans, conservatives, libertarians, everybody in the liberty movement. And the thing that's really getting to me is this whole Republican Party is dead thing. The fact that people actually believe the Republican Party is finished or that it's dead or it got what it's deserved or that the Republican Party is angry and upset because they got stuck with Trump. This is just ridiculous, man. And you got to be gullible to believe that. Very gullible. First off, the establishment controls both parties. And that same establishment controls the media. And Trump phenomenon did not come out of nowhere. It didn't come because he has a long record of voting for liberty or sticking up for liberty and sticking up for constitutional rights. No, Donald Trump's hype and hysteria and all his supporters was manufactured by the media. It was created, okay? Because the media and the establishment know that we're gullible. See, we're sitting here laughing at them and we think that they're stupid and that they're idiots and that they should have known better and this is what they get. But in reality, everything is going as planned. We're the ones that are stupid. We're the ones that are being played and easily manipulated. If Donald Trump was really a true threat to the Republican Party, why would the establishment allow the media to manufacture his support, to hype him up and prop him up so much? Why would they give him so much attention? Why would he get the most questions at all the debates? Why don't he answer any questions? You notice that Donald Trump never goes on C-SPAN. He never asks his audience for any to ask questions. He's just a reality TV show artist, and this whole election is a reality TV show, and Trump is the starring role. He's the leading actor. And it's so obvious. I don't understand how people can't see this. But for some reason, liberty voters or some people in the liberty movement think that Donald Trump is against the establishment and they fear him. That is such a joke. Now, after today or recently, people think the Republican Party is dead as a whole. This is also a farce. This is also a joke. Last time I checked, Republican Party is still in power. We still got Republican politicians. Republicans are still passing laws. They're still raising our debt. They're still passing taxes. Republicans are not dead at all. Okay? What is dead is the liberty movement inside the Republican Party. That's what you mean to say. And that is not a good thing. Okay? So we need to understand, is it really good that all of us are leaving the party? Is that really the best move? When everybody is jumping ship now, everybody is quitting, and they all think that it's a good thing. They all think that, well, that's what the Republican Party gets. That's what they deserve. You think they care that you're leaving? You think they need you? They need you to register and they need your vote? The Republican Party is here to get liberals elected. Why do you think they put in John McCain and Mitt Romney? That's proof right there. We all knew they weren't going to beat Obama. Are you kidding me? Why? Why would they put them in there if they had no chance at all? Why do you think that most of the candidates and most Republicans, leading Republicans, are liberals? They vote very liberal. They used to be liberal and admit it. The Republican Party been infiltrated a long time ago. Okay? So ain't nothing changing. But let me tell you what is changing is the threat that they had at their doorstep. Okay? If we gotta rewind for a second. Let's go back to 2012, right? I think we can all agree that Ron Paul 2012 was the biggest threat to the establishment maybe ever in this country's history. Definitely in recent history, okay? So if that was the biggest threat to the establishment, why would we change that? Why wouldn't we continue it? So Ron Paul comes in, he runs for office, gets all these people to join the party, libertarians, anarchists, liberals, conservatives, all these people under one tent, okay? And what do all those people do? They all threaten the establishment because now they're on their heels. They're putting their feet to the fire. They're showing up to the conventions. They're asking them the tough questions. Ron Paul was bringing in people to the party to hold the party accountable when they were not used to that. They didn't have that prior or before. And they don't like that, Okay? So pretend you're the man behind the curtain. Pretend that you're the establishment. Okay? If Ron Paul brought in all these people and you don't like it, and you know it was a threat, and they exposed you, because that's what we did. We exposed the establishment and we exposed the media, and you don't want any of that to happen or go down again, and you don't want the threat of losing power, what are you going to do? You're going to make sure that that never happens again. And how do you do that? You got to figure out a way to get all these liberty folks out of the party. You got to find a way to scare them out, run them out, any possible way. And what did the establishment come up with? They came up with Trump. They came up with Cruz. They came up with Bernie and the Libertarian Party. That's what my main thing I'm going to get at. Okay? Trump was in there to sway liberty voters, and it's working, still working. Bernie Sanders doing the same thing. Anybody think Bernie Sanders really losing to Hillary? I don't know what to tell you. You believe that's proof that the vote don't count. I don't think Hillary beat him in one state, not one. Okay? And then they put Cruz in there to sound a little bit more like Rand Paul. That's why he had to take all of Rand Paul's talking points, sounding just like Rand, him and Trump. Okay? So it's obvious that they're swaying liberty voters away from Rand and Ron Paul to Trump, Cruz, and all these other guys, because they don't mind you getting hype over them. They don't mind you protesting for them and showing up for them because they got them in their back pocket. And at the end of the day, Trump, Cruz, Bernie is all working for the establishment. And when you support them, you're really supporting the establishment, so you're not a threat at all. Okay? Now, what's the other thing that they needed people to do? If you're not going to fall for Trump and you're not going to fall for Cruz and you're not going to fall in line like they want you to, then the next thing that they got to do, or the other thing that would help them, is to get you out of the Republican Party, period, completely. Just get you out of there. Stop showing up to the meetings. Stop showing up to the conventions. Stop exposing the party, exposing the vote, exposing the registrations, the long lines, all that. They want you gone. So in order for them to do that, what's another way? What's another way to get you guys out? Why not put a spotlight on the Libertarian Party? Why not give them a debate on TV? Why not make it seem like they actually got a chance? And lo and behold, the main guy running the Libertarian Party, Gary Johnson, I don't know, is he really libertarian? Seems like as weeks go on, it seems like he's turning less and less libertarian. Okay? So my theory, the Libertarian Party probably already been infiltrated. It's probably already ran by the establishment. Okay? But even if it's not, the establishment don't want you in the party anymore because we threaten them. So if they can get you to leave and go to the Libertarian Party, what happens? You're less of a force to reckon with. You're less of a threat. Now everybody splits up. People go to Trump, people go to Cruz, people go to Libertarian Party, people just outright quit, don't want nothing to do with politics at all. And all of that helps who? The establishment. But you guys think it doesn't because the establishment is going to lose to Hillary. Man, the Republican establishment is for Hillary. Why do you think they're supporting Trump? Why do you think they let Trump get this far? Why do you think that when Rand was running, nobody was slamming Trump? Ted Cruz want to talk shit about Trump now. Kasich, all the rest, Jeb Bush, all of them after Rand got out, they want to talk trash about Trump now. But back when Rand was running and Rand was in there, they had hands off Trump. Shit, Trump and Cruz were acting like they were buddies. It's because it's all a show. It's just a big soap opera. And this whole election has been to get liberty voters out of the way because they are a real threat. We need them to leave Rand Paul. We need them to leave the party. And we need them to get out of the way so we can go back to business as usual. So all those people that think the Republican Party is dead now, no. The liberty movement in the Republican Party is dead. And now the Republican Party can go back to business as usual because you're not there. Again, if you're the man behind the curtain, if you yourself is the establishment, pretend that you're a crooked individual right now, where do you want the liberty voters to go? Do you want them in the party or do you want them outside, hollering and hooting with no power, no nothing? People tell me to go Libertarian Party for what? What libertarian is passing laws? What libertarian is ruling over me or putting my kids in debt? What libertarian is doing that? None of them. When you have a problem, do you recognize the problem and confront the problem, or do you go around the problem? The Republican Party, the Democrat Party, the two-party system is the problem. As far as a quick answer, that's the quick answer. The two-party system is the problem. So do we go around the two-party system or do we confront them? It's like you guys want to go Libertarian Party so you can compete with them. I don't want to compete with the establishment. We are going there to throw their asses out, get their seats, get their power, and diminish the power. We're not going to DC to compete with them and run against them and hope we get more votes. And that's another thing. People keep telling me, well, if we vote Libertarian and they get enough votes, that they'll be on the ballot next time or whatever it is. Make it easier for them to get on the ballots or get in the debates. Okay, well, then that means you believe the vote actually counts. I think in New Hampshire, Jeb Bush got 32,000 votes. Who believes that Jeb Bush got 32,000 votes in New Hampshire when there was 8-9 other people to choose from and most people don't vote in a Republican primary, and this is a Bush in 2016, but he got 32,000 votes. But yet you believe you're going to go Libertarian Party, cast your vote, and the same establishment that runs everything is going to count your vote correctly and is going to do it properly and treat you guys fairly. This, you know what? This is what I'm talking about. This is just a joke. The vote don't count. The whole process is rigged. The whole election is a big soap opera or a big reality TV show, and you in it. If you're falling for their games, then that means you part of it. You in it. Okay? So I feel like as long as we keep jumping to Cruz, jumping to Trump, jumping to these candidates that have nothing to do with liberty, or jumping to the Libertarian Party. And, if you vote Libertarian come election, whatever, the vote don't count anyways. But I'm talking about leaving the party, registering Libertarian and putting all your efforts and all your energy into the Libertarian Party and totally leaving the Republican Party alone. That's what I'm talking about. That is wrong. We need to stay put, stay where we at, do what you can inside and outside the party, but recognize that the two-party structure is the enemy, they are the problem, and we're only going to fix the problem if we confront it. That's it. We're not going to be able to do it outside of the system. We're not going to be able to hope and pray that we get in the debates and get into the president and get into the and get on the ballots and just hope that we get a real count and we win. It's not going to happen like that. And if they ever do let it happen like that, and they ever do let you get on the ballots or they let the libertarians into the debates, finally, that just means that the Libertarian Party's been bought and sold, and whatever candidate they got up there, he's just another Trump or another Cruz. Okay? That's what we got to recognize. So I know I've been going on for a minute. I'm burning up in this car. I got to get out of here and get in the house. But I just want people to understand, man, and try to think. Use your brain. Use your mind. What does the establishment want? Pretend you are the establishment. They want you out of the way. You go back to 2012, go back and watch the videos, or go to my page and see them. Go back and look on how we got treated. Do you think they want that to happen again? No. So if they don't want it to happen again, and they don't want us to be in the parties, and they don't want us to expose them, what should we be doing? Everything that they don't want us to do. But when we go with Trump and we go to the Libertarian Party and we quit and we get discouraged and we whine and we bitch and we complain, we're doing exactly what they want. I want you to peep game on Ron Paul. Watch Ron Paul in 2008. Watch Ron Paul in 2012. You see, back then I was real young. I was really caught up into the election. Man, I fucking shed tears over that shit. But I learned something, man. I went back and I studied Ron Paul and I realized something. Ron Paul was never worried about winning. Ron Paul was never worried about the vote. Ron Paul was never worried about being cheated. Ron Paul was only worried about one thing, and that's the message. That's why when you guys look at my posts, what I always say, focus on the message. Focus on the message. Expose the vote, but don't focus on the vote. Stop worrying about winning. Stop worrying about us losing and we don't have enough people at the Republican Party representing us. Stop worrying about all that. Just focus on the message, yell it loud and proud, and make sure you know what you're talking about. Wake people up, and eventually, it's going to change on its own. It's going to fix itself. We're going to get there. And it might not be by us changing the party, but what's going to happen is we're going to spark a revolution. We're going to spark a revolution, and the vote, the party, the election, none of that shit's going to matter, because when we have a revolution, we're going to throw their asses out right then and there, and we ain't going to wait for no vote. Okay? But before we can get there, we got to have a mass awakening. And in order to have a mass awakening, we got to go to where the mainstream is, where the cameras are, where the TVs are, where the media whores are. We got to go there and infiltrate. And that's the two parties. That's how we do that. That's what Ron Paul did. And that's why Ron Paul created such a big awakening. People want to tell me go Libertarian Party. That's the best way to go. Really? Well, look, why did Ron Paul go Republican then? Why did he run Libertarian and then switch up and go Republican and stay that way the whole time? Why do you think in 2008 and 2012, they kept begging Ron Paul to run third party? Because they wanted all of his supporters to leave the party. Don't you get it? Why do you think they keep asking him to endorse Donald Trump? Or asking Rand Paul, are you going to run third party? Are you going to run third party? Come on, use your brain. If they don't want us in the party and they don't want us there, what should we be doing? We should be in the party and we should be there. I don't understand what's so hard to understand about this, man. I really don't. Okay? I'm not saying all Libertarian candidates are playing us. I don't trust any of them. But I do like Austin Peterson. I ain't gonna lie. And if I was to join the party, I'd vote for him and I'd endorse him and I'd campaign for him. But at the end of the day, I don't agree with his strategy. I don't agree with going Libertarian. I feel like all your energy, all your focus should have been on helping Rand Paul. And if Rand Paul dropped out, it should be focused on helping liberty candidates inside the party that are trying to represent us and need our help, and we're not there. So that's why I'm not going to support him. And McAfee and Gary Johnson, they don't really rub me the right way. McAfee, I don't really like all of his answers, and I don't know, he just don't rub me the right way, and he doesn't represent the liberty message as well as Austin. And the more and more I hear from Gary Johnson, the more and more he sounds less and less libertarian to me. I mean, they're both better than Trump and Hillary, I'll give you that. But, I don't pick up libertarian when I hear them, basically. Austin, totally, though. But, again, we got to realize what's going on. We got to realize the games that they're running on us and finally wake up to it. And if Ron Paul was the biggest threat, Ron Paul 2012 was the biggest threat, and we got the closest to the machine, we exposed them more than we ever had before, then why would we stop that? Why would we switch up and do a different strategy? Whether Ron Paul's there or not, we got to go and be Ron Paul. Now, all of us, we got to be a million Ron Paulers in there and do what he did. But now everybody want to do a different strategy, quit, jump to the Libertarian Party, or just not get in politics at all, or be anarchists and do nothing. And no. I have Ron Paul as my profile picture and never changed it because I recognize that Ron Paul was the biggest threat, and he was the closest we ever had to a revolution, because in order to have a revolution, you have to educate people. You have to change their minds. And Ron Paul changed more minds than anybody. So if Ron Paul was the biggest threat and he changed more minds than anyone, why am I going to do any other strategy? Why am I going to do anything different? No, I'm just going to carry the torch from him and keep it going, keep it moving. And I don't care how many meetings I go to at the Republican Party and how many Liberty voters ain't there or don't show up or how many times we lose. I don't care. As long as I speak the message and as long as I wake more people up, eventually it's going to change. And I don't need to worry when or worry how. I just need to worry about me and doing my part like you need to. Anyways, y'all, I'm sweating my ass off. I'm sorry I didn't go too long. And sorry if I bored you after a while, but I'll see y'all on Facebook in a bit. Peace.